Over the past couple years, Lawrence Stroll has taken Aston Martin and transformed them into a serious contender. They've gone from bottom of the standings to a team that is seriously looking to fight for wins in the future. A team that has two-time world champion Fernando Alonso, a partnership with Aramco, and have recently just announced the signing of the legendary designer Adrian Newey. Aston Martin are done playing. They are ready to win, and their owner, Lawrence Stroll, is ready to throw any amount of money into the team to see it happen. But can his dream actually become a reality? I know we all joke about how ridiculous it would be if Lance Stroll ended up winning an F1 championship because his father bought it. But now, after they announced the signing of Adrian Newey, this seems more like a possibility than it ever has before. How did Aston Martin manage to come out of absolutely nowhere into a team that many people are considering to actually be championship contenders in a couple of years? Grab some popcorn, hit that subscribe button, and let's dive in. Aston Martin originally competed in Formula 1 back in 1959 for 2 full seasons, where they failed to score points in both seasons and therefore decided to drop out of the competition. In 2020, Racing Point F1 team owner Lawrence Stroll bought a 16.7% stake in Aston Martin, which resulted into a rebranding of the Racing Point F1 team into Aston Martin F1 team starting in 2021. They also decided to switch their colors from the bright pink of the Racing Point cars to what we know today as the Aston Martin British Racing Green. March 2021 marked Aston Martin's official return to F1 after a 61-year absence. The team continues to race with Mercedes engines, and Mercedes will be supplying their engines until 2026. In 2021, the lineup consisted of Lance Stroll, owner Lawrence Stroll's son, and 4-time world champion Sebastian Vettel. Sebastian Vettel would go on to stay with the team for 2 seasons and would provide a great deal of input and feedback towards the driver developmental side of developing that Aston Martin car. He also managed to score the first podium for Aston Martin at the Azerbaijan Grand Prix in 2021, finishing second. He then managed to once again finish second at the Hungarian Grand Prix in 2021, but was disqualified due to a fuel issue. During the 2 seasons that Vettel spent with Aston Martin, the team also focused on structural development. They increased the number of employees in the factory, began constructing a new factory and facilities, and added Aramco as a title sponsor. After 2022, Vettel retired, and who was ready to step into his seat other than 2-time world champion Fernando Alonso? In 2023, Alonso took that car which had been developing over the past seasons to 7 podium finishes, and the future was looking bright. However, this season, in 2024, the car has seemed to take a step back, and is no longer fighting for podiums. In fact, at the moment, it looks like it may be the 5th fastest car on the grid. But as we would soon find out, Aston Martin are in it for the long haul, and their plans run much deeper than short-term success. During Red Bull's run of domination, 2 factors arguably set them apart from the rest. The first being their Honda-powered engines, and the second being Adrian Newey. This combination helped Red Bull create one of the most dominant cars ever made. And well, as any great businessman would, Lawrence Stroll figured that the best way to achieve success is by replicating it. And he did just that. In Formula 1, it's fairly common for teams to think about 2, 3, 4, even 5 years in advance. Aston Martin followed this exact formula, and somehow it feels like their recent signing of Adrian Newey was like the final piece of the puzzle. I don't think Newey needs an introduction, but he's been the mastermind behind many championship-winning cars. In 2025, Newey will be bringing his expertise to Aston Martin, hoping to bring them not only their first victory, but their first championship. There were a couple of pieces that had to fit perfectly together, leading to Newey deciding to take a role at Aston Martin. Yes, a large part of this was the financial and shareholder perks, but another big reason was that Honda have decided to partner with Aston Martin starting in 2026. Honda is currently powering the Red Bulls, which has been Newey's home since 2006. The relationship that Adrian Newey has with Honda will help in the developmental choices for the future Aston Martin car. But besides the developmental aspect, the drivers also need to know how to extract the most out of their cars. The lineup for the next couple of years looks to be staying the same at Aston Martin: Fernando Alonso and Lance Stroll. On paper, this might not be the strongest lineup in Formula 1. Fernando Alonso is already 43 years old and isn't getting any younger, and Lance Stroll has been accused of having this spot simply due to his father owning the team. I mean, fair enough, right? But despite his age, Fernando Alonso is a 2-time world champion, and he has shown that when he has a competitive car, he is more than capable of fighting for podiums and wins. In fact, even Newey said that one of his goals was to get to work alongside Fernando Alonso, and Alonso was so focused on getting Newey onto the team that he was willing to take a pay cut of up to 20%. This is just a clear sign of the mutual respect that they have for one another and belief in the fact that they can help each other obtain that ultimate goal, championships. With everything seemingly falling into place for Aston Martin, it seems like they're bound to have multiple championships in the future, right? Well, as with all good things, the answer isn't quite that straightforward. There are some people that believe this experiment of taking all the money in the world and throwing out a problem to solve that problem may not work. And frankly, I also believe this may be the case. I love the signing of Adrian Newey, and I think it will definitely increase their chances, but let's think about this for a second. A car takes months, sometimes even years to develop, and then of course there are upgrades that need to be made after we see how that car actually performs in a real race situation. Newey will only be allowed to start working in his role in 2025, which means that even if they only then begin starting on the 2026 car concept, they will still be far behind other teams that have definitely already begun working on their cars. Newey may be a mastermind, but I don't think he will be able to instantly overcome dozens of other people who have been focusing all their efforts on their car for a while. On top of that, again, their driver lineup needs to be mentioned. In 2026, when we could realistically first expect a quicker Aston Martin car, Fernando Alonso will be 45 years old. I understand that age is just a number, but we can't deny the fact that his reflexes at 45 probably won't be the same as a 25-year-old. And as much as I hate saying it, Lance Stroll just isn't championship material. Simple as that. However, if they were to somehow get Max Verstappen, as new rumors have appeared, then that would certainly change things. A peak Max Verstappen in a Honda-powered car designed by Adrian Newey? Well, we all know how that goes. Make no mistake about it, Aston Martin are still on the outside looking in. Yes, they have made improvements, but they still need to prove that they can compete and win races before we even begin talking about them having multiple world championships. They're going in the right direction, but they still have a lot of work to do. Let me know what you guys think of the Adrian Newey signing and whether Aston Martin can truly compete for a championship with their current driver lineup. As always, thank you guys for watching this video, and if you have gotten this far into the video, consider subscribing to the channel because it really does help me out. Make sure to drop a like for the video and share it with your friends if you did enjoy it. And I will catch you guys next time. Bye.